Welcome to Module 2, What Gambling Looks Like in 2025. In this module, we're going to explore how gambling has evolved over the years, especially in the realm of sports betting, online casinos, and the rise of new technologies that have reshaped the industry. It's essential to understand not only the history, but also how the gambling experience today is drastically different from what we might think of when we hear the word gambling. First, let's talk about the evolution of gambling. It wasn't too long ago that gambling was mainly about casinos or Vegas trips or betting on the occasional horse race. But fast forward to today, and we have a completely different landscape. Sportsbook apps like DraftKings, FanDuel, and BetMGM have taken over, allowing people to place bets on everything from a simple game to micro bets on specific events like the next pitch in a baseball game being a ball or a strike, or the number of fouls in a quarter of basketball. Then there's the world of crypto casinos, which offer entirely digital currencies in anonymity, making it even harder to track spending. There's also endless access by way of streaming sites. It used to be that you would only bet on the games you could watch on TV, but now with streaming sites, you can download ESPN Plus and watch any obscure college basketball game that you can imagine. You can even play online blackjack with a live dealer streaming. They are actually flipping physical cards. It gives you everything that's the feel of going to a real casino while you sit on your couch. My sponsor is 65 years old and he's an absolutely amazing person. A lot of our conversations sound like back in my day, we used to walk uphill to school both ways in the snow because we are on such different wavelengths for gambling. He actually volunteers for the gambling hotlines and was shocked to hear how much it's changed because when he was in action, he used to go to the racetrack and give his bookie hand signals to let him know what horse he wanted or whatever other bet he might take. It was much more limited and you had to be in person. Now it's all about micro betting and it's digital and it's anonymous. It's not just about gambling anymore. The rise of social media has created a whole new culture around gambling. Platforms like Twitter and Instagram have influencers that glamorize gambling, with many sharing their huge wins or huge parlay bets, creating a dangerous sense of excitement and FOMO. This level of accessibility and normalization has made gambling more embedded in daily life than ever before. Again, in recent years, it's become more than just a private or underground activity. It's mainstream, highly public, and often tied to celebrity culture. One of the most significant trends in modern gambling is the involvement of celebrities in promoting casinos and gambling platforms. This is no longer just about advertisements on TV or sponsorship deals during sporting events. Today, celebrities are directly engaging in gambling with their live streams showcasing high stakes bets and spreading the appeal of online casinos. One prominent example is Drake, who reportedly has a $100 million partnership with the gambling platform Stake. As part of this deal, Drake has been streaming his live gambling sessions to millions of followers. These streams often involve him placing absurdly large bets, sometimes millions of dollars, on various things like sports, slot machines, and roulette, all while displaying the casino's logo prominently in the broadcasts. Here's how those influence gambling culture. We now have a normalization of high stakes gambling. When you see celebrities like Drake casually betting massive amounts of money, it makes gambling appear glamorous, acceptable, and part of the celebrity lifestyle. This creates a dangerous association for viewers, particularly young people, who may see gambling as just another form of entertainment or a quick way to make money. There's a massive influence on younger audiences. Celebrities are extremely influential, especially among younger generations. With their massive social media followings and access to platforms like Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram, they are normalizing gambling in a way that was not possible in the past. This makes it easy for people to see gambling not as a vice, but as an entertainment experience they can enjoy and aspire to. Again, social media plays a huge role in this. These platforms have given celebrities a direct line to their audience. Many of these celebrities don't just promote gambling, they actively gamble live in front of their followers, creating a sense of intimacy and real time excitement. This live streaming makes the experience more accessible and engaging, giving viewers the sense that they too can participate in these high stakes bets. We have to be mindful of the danger of glamorizing gambling. These types of streams can make gambling addiction seem like a normal part of life, especially when they're paired with luxury lifestyles and celebrity endorsements. As viewers watch celebrities enjoying the thrill of high risk gambling with seemingly no consequences, they may be more likely to impulsively join or reinforce their own gambling habits without understanding the risks involved. Remember, Your loved one might be sitting at home trying to quit gambling and casually checking on the photo that they posted of their little family and scroll their Instagram feed and get hit with gambling ads left and right, as well as influencers showing crazy wins. Fun fact for you all: most state gaming councils or gaming commissions that are designed to help people stop gambling are actually funded with casino profits, which limits their actual messaging. It's almost impossible to escape advertisements. Now, let's dive into the psychology behind why so many people are drawn to gamble today. The internet and these apps have created a perfect storm for addictive behavior. Gone are the days of walking into a casino and placing a bet in person, or at least for the most part. Now, anyone can open an app and start betting from the comfort of their home, while commuting, while showering, while giving their child a bath, all things that I've done. There's a constant stream of opportunities, new bets, promotions, and boosts. As I said earlier, it also used to be that you'd normally only bet on games that you could watch. And now with illegal streaming sites, you can watch literally anything, whether it's soccer in Bulgaria or a tennis match in Africa. There's also thousands of online casinos out there for your typical table games. Again, they have live blackjack where a real dealer is being streamed and dealing physical cards. Gambling today isn't just about the bet itself, it's about the instant gratification that comes with it. When people win, they get a surge of dopamine. And when they lose, they often find themselves trying to chase that feeling of excitement by doubling down. These apps are designed to create a feedback loop. The more a person bets, the more they're encouraged to bet again. Let's break down how these apps hook users. The apps today are built to keep you engaged. They use push notifications or alerts that pop up on your phone reminding you of a big game, a special offer, or a bet that's about to start. You even get notified whenever a team scores, the score at the end of the quarter, if it's a close game at the end, and of course, the final score. They also use something called gamification, making betting feel like a game rather than something that can lead to financial ruin. For example, the idea of earning loyalty points for betting or receiving a free bet after losing is an attempt to hook the user. We'll get into micro betting as well, but these apps work more like slot machines than a sports book with how quickly a bet can be settled. Again, you can bet on the coin toss of a football game, who wins the tip off in a basketball game, whether the next pitch will be a ball or a strike, if Steph Curry will make or miss his next shot, or whether his next point will be a 2-pointer, a 3-pointer, or from free throws. For the gambler, this isn't just about placing a bet. It's about staying in the loop, getting rewards, and unfortunately, reinforcing the cycle of addiction. The apps are engineered to keep users engaged for as long as possible. For one sportsbook, I actually earned top tier status. I had my own VIP host who offered me a portion of my losses back each week in the form of bonus bets. And the rewards were incredible. I'm not talking a new toaster like grandma gets when she goes to the casino. I'm talking Rolex watches, custom fitted golf clubs, all expense paid trips to Italy to go truffle hunting, 12-month leases on BMWs, the whole nine. One of the most crucial parts of understanding modern gambling is realizing how a gambler sees their bets. It's not just about a simple wager on a game, it's an entire mental and emotional process. Gamblers often justify their behavior with phrases like, I'm just trying to break even, or it's just a unit, which is a way to track wins and losses and a confidence metric for how much you wager on a game. For example, a unit can be any number. Let's call it $100. You can bet as many units as you'd like, but generally people will do a 1 to 5 unit scale. So a standard game will be 1 unit, so you bet $100. And a 5 unit play might be a max bet for you, so it would be a $500 bet. Units sound harmless, but it's part of the self delusion that keeps them stuck in the cycle. It's no different than using poker chips at a casino. It desensitizes you from the real value of what you're betting. What feels and sounds worse, losing a $500 bet or losing a 5 unit bet? It also brings anonymity amongst friends. For example, me and my buddy might bet on a game for 5 units, but his unit might be $10 and mine is 100. So he bet 50 and I bet 500. He'd never know I might have a gambling problem based on that. Semi tongue in cheek, but the worst was when you and a friend bet opposite sides and knew he only had a few dollars on the game and you had your rent money on it, and he would talk smack about his bet winning. It wasn't a fun experience for what should have just been friendly banter, but ultimately was intense shame. Gamblers start to see their bets as investments, even when they're not. They rationalize and convince themselves that if they place just one more bet, they'll get back to even. The reality is, this mindset only leads to bigger losses and greater risk. And when the losses pile up, the gambler often doubles down, thinking that this time it'll be different. With gambling apps, the risk is that people can access their betting accounts at any time, whether they're in line at the grocery store, on the bus, or during a meeting, or in the middle of the night when they can't sleep. The constant availability makes it easy for gamblers to act impulsively without thinking about the consequences. In the past, gambling required a physical space and planning. It was a lot harder to sneak off to the casino for 4 hours when you have a newborn baby at home. Now it's about making quick decisions in the moment. This access leads to significant problems, especially in environments like workplaces, schools, or even family gatherings where people may be gambling in secrecy. And of course, there's so many events that revolve around sports. It's a tradition in my family that everyone watches the NFL games on Thanksgiving or the college bowl games on New Year's Day. When I was hiding my gambling, I'd go to the bathroom several times to check scores and place bets at dinner. In fact, I'd purposely suggest restaurants that I knew would have TVs for date nights so I could follow along without being discovered. I wouldn't be nagged about being on my phone. The level of secrecy is a huge part of the problem. Gamblers can be actively engaging in this behavior while looking completely fine on the outside. Typically, you'll notice if someone's drunk or high, but unless a gambler lashes out, you'll never know they just lost every penny they had during dinner. In this module, we've covered how gambling has evolved in 2025 and how it's become more than just a pastime. It's an addiction hidden in plain sight. Whether it's through mobile apps or the normalization of gambling on social media, the environment today is set up to make gambling easy, exciting, and all too accessible. As we move forward, we'll dive deeper into the mindset of the gambler and the behavioral traps that contribute to this addiction. Understanding these shifts is key to being able to recognize and relate to gambling addiction. The more understanding you have of this, the more you'll be able to relate and help out your loved one.